Game 3, Knicks versus Spurs. Will the Knicks take a 3-0 lead, or do the Spurs have more left in them? And also, will Donald Trump steal the spotlight? What's going on, everyone? Julian here with another video, and boy do I got a lot to discuss. So let's first of all start off with Game 3, Knicks versus Spurs, and what do I think might happen, what could happen. This series, it's kind of been a little bit unpredictable for a lot of people analyzing the NBA. Of course, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you saw this coming the whole time, right? But I did a video right before the series had started, and I said that I was slightly rooting for the Knicks and that I wanted a really good series, but I thought the Spurs would win. Well, the Knicks are up 2-0. And they're going into Madison Square Garden. So it looks like the Knicks all but got this kind of done. Now, I did also say that they were sneaky good. So I think now that San Antonio has had a chance to adjust to what the Knicks are bringing to the table, it might be a different game. Do you think the Knicks, they're going to come in and they're going to kind of relax a little bit? Take their foot off the brake, so to speak, because San Antonio is now in MSG. They're home. Everyone is celebrating them everywhere they go. Of course, Donald Trump is going to be there. Who cares? More on that in a moment. Mamdani is going to be there. All the celebrities that normally come. You know, Spike Lee is going to be sitting right there cheering them on. So this is a real big deal for the New York Knicks. And obviously, if you're not from New York, if you don't live in New York, you probably don't quite really get the magnitude of this. I think a lot of people are kind of seeing the big celebrations before they won a championship and a little bit confused. It's like, wait, they haven't won it yet. Why are people in the streets cheering? The last time the New York Knicks won a championship was 53 years ago. 1973. That's before I was born. Most of us were born who are probably following this. And I think for New York, throughout all those years, most New York Knicks fans never lost hope. They always thought, you know what, if we just move a little bit here and do a little bit of this, we're going to get there, right? We got Carmelo Anthony. We just build a little bit around him and, we're going to win a championship. Now we added Porzingis and now, we're going to win a championship. And even further back than that, we got Latrell Sprewell now and Allen Houston and, or Patrick Ewing. And, we've had this idea for years and years and years and years that it was going to finally happen. And it never did. And now this is the closest the New York Knicks have been to getting an NBA championship in 53 years. 53 years. You figure when you think of all the major franchises in the NBA, the Knicks kind of sit at the top as far as revenue, popularity. But when you look at the top teams, when you look at the Celtics, you look at the Lakers, obviously the Warriors coming up, you look at even the Dallas Mavericks, you look at the San Antonio Spurs, of course. You see all these teams that are pretty good teams, and some of them are big market teams, and they've all won something. They've all in the last few years, in the last 20 years, let's say, have been successful. The New York Knicks, of all the big market teams, 53 years. Just think about that for a moment. So it's really exciting times if you're a New York Knicks fan. Now, let's look on the Spurs side of it. So game 2, they kind of blew it at the end. Well, they kind of blew it with losing the lead and everything, but they're definitely going to come out, and I think they're going to play a lot harder, a lot more physical, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. If they lose game 3, this series is essentially over. A lot of people think it's over now. I'm not going to quite say that yet. But if they lose game 3, you can forget about it. This is a done deal. Of course, obviously, it's not done until it's done, but it's essentially going to be a done deal. The celebrating that the Knicks and the Knicks fans have done, or the Knicks fans have done after every game, has been insane. And it's bigger and bigger and bigger. they win game 3 in MSG, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolute insanity. And let me tell you, and if they're able to sweep, I think this will by far be the biggest celebration we've seen in any city for the NBA Finals. I think it's going to be that insane and that crazy. I just hope, there's no violence, there's no, craziness, there's no flipping over cars and breaking businesses and setting fires. We see that a lot when teams win championships and stuff, but I just don't want this administration to have any excuses to do anything stupid in New York, or for the police to. I think it should be just a celebration of New York and New York City. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. The Knicks still have 2 more games to win, and the Spurs are a great competitive team that they're definitely going to try to steal back these 2 games in New York. So, let's see what happens tonight. I'm looking forward to it. What I'm not looking forward to is the fact that Donald Trump has decided to show up to game 3. Now, I'm saying this obviously before the game. I don't know if he's going to actually show up or not. He likes to be the center of attention. He realizes that everyone's talking about the Knicks and the Spurs. He's from New York. Do I blame him for wanting to be a part of that as someone who's from New York? No, I don't blame him. But let's keep it a buck. He's the president. New Yorkers do not like him. He is hated in New York. Completely hated in New York. He doesn't like the way New York votes. He's made threats against New York. Mayor Mamdani is the 180 of Donald Trump. Completely opposite, and New York adores him. He'll also be at the game tonight. And Donald Trump also isn't fond of the NBA. So why would he be there? He's going to get booed out the building. New Yorkers now, there's talk about New Yorkers having to show up 2 hours early, and you can't carry any kind of bags with you. And it's just going to be a whole big mess because Donald Trump wants to sit there and watch a game and put that stupid look on his face when he gets booed. And then he's just going to go on Twitter and complain and criticize everything anyway. I mean, this is his playbook. This is what he's going to do. I don't even know who he's cheering for. Is he cheering for San Antonio or is he cheering for New York? I have no idea. I don't know if he's neutral. I don't care. I really don't care. Most of us don't care. If you're from New York, you probably don't even want him cheering for the Knicks. So I think this is a huge distraction. I don't think the country is in any position right now for him to be joining in a celebration of 2 teams playing in the NBA. I think these are hard times for a lot of Americans, a lot of people. And for those of us that are watching on TV and can't afford to go to the game because the tickets are quite expensive, we just want to be able to watch the NBA and relax and not have to think about him. And it brings me to another point. I've heard a lot of commentators get pissed off when LeBron James or Steph Curry or any NBA player makes any sort of political comment, right? We've heard the shut up and dribble stuff. So if that's how you feel about it when it comes to the NBA and the NBA players, and you don't like the Black Lives Matter shirts that they wore, and you have an issue with, them being woke, then why the hell would anybody want to see Donald Trump at this game, right? If you don't want those worlds merging, if you don't want those worlds colliding, then stay out of it. Let the fans be able to watch the game and not have to be reminded about all the political mess and the terrible direction this country is going. Now, obviously, if you're a Trump supporter, you're going to disagree with me. And I've had a few people disagree with me, in my comment sections when it comes to other videos. And that is fine. I'm not worried about it. You're entitled to your own opinion. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think he belongs there. I think it's a big distraction, and I really hope he doesn't show up. But I think he will, because this is the hottest ticket in town. Nothing right now and nothing in quite a while has been as big. The last time we had an event of this magnitude, I think, where all eyes were, on a particular sport or sports team was in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't even because of the Super Bowl game. It was because Bad Bunny was performing and because Donald Trump was complaining about it. So here we are again, only this time it's not Bad Bunny. It's the entire New York City going up against the Spurs in Madison Square Garden, and he needs to show up for it. So anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think the Knicks are going to pull this off? Do you think the Spurs are going to come back and steal one, maybe even 2 games from New York? Do you think Donald Trump is going to own the spotlight when this happens, or do you think he's just going to get booed and then the game's going to resume and nobody's going to care about him? I hope that's what happens. I hope he's not part of the conversation after the game. I just hope it's a good game. I would like to actually see San Antonio put up a good fight and steal a game in New York and, build that suspense. I really want to see it. I'm still, rooting for the Knicks. I still want to see the Knicks win this. But I want to see a competitive series. And even if the games are competitive, if it's a 3-1, a 4-1 or 4-0, if it's a sweep, I don't care how you slice it. It's just not a competitive series. And I want to see a competitive series. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It is free and by far the easiest thing you can do to support me here at my channel on Off the Dome, and it will only cost you a couple of seconds. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the game tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Peace.